Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my spiritual world. Today, I would like to share my reflections on this new chapter of my life and my impressions of a different culture, as I have recently moved to Korea. Speaking in front of the camera is still something I'm learning, but with each video, I'm doing my best to grow. Please be considerate and supportive, as this is my personal journey. Since childhood, whenever I imagined Asia, I pictured peaceful energy, harmony, nature, and especially temples. Growing up, I never had the opportunity to visit a Buddhist temple in my country, since we didn't have any, so I could only admire them through movies and the videos. I was always captivated by the aura, atmosphere, the architecture, and the rituals unfolding both inside and outside these sacred spaces. Now that I'm living here, I finally have the chance to experience the places I once dreamed about. It is July 2025, and the weather in Korea has been incredibly intense. The heat and the humidity feel harsher and more unforgiving than I ever imagined. I don't know where you are watching from and what the weather is like there, but here the summer has been almost overwhelming at times. As much as I cherish spending time with friends, I also deeply value moments alone, so I decided to visit a nearby temple named Gwaneusa to spend a peaceful day and refresh myself, giving my mind and heart space to feel calm and renewed through this solo journey. Despite the harsh summer weather, I still felt a strong desire to return to this temple. It was not my first visit. I had been there 3 months ago. The first experience left a lasting impression on me. During that visit, a very kind elderly man who worked at the temple offered me a juice. And that small act of kindness brought me so much peace and comfort. After that day, my mindset felt refreshed and carried a sense of tranquility that stayed with me for weeks. The road to Gwaneusa is a bit challenging. I had to climb part of the way, walk by foot, and find little spots along the path to rest and drink tea. In weather like this, it's so important to remember to stay hydrated. Even short walks can feel exhausting under the intense sun, and taking time to pause, breathe, and drink water or tea makes all the difference. Living in a different country has never been something entirely new for me. I have already experienced moving abroad, starting a new life, and adapting to the new places. Sometimes as a student, sometimes simply as a traveler. But moving to a completely different continent, so far from the familiar rhythms of your own culture, was a truly significant step in my life. It was not something I found frightening because I had spent years reading about different religions, cultures, and mentalities. Yet, even with all that preparations, this journey has been a powerful reminder of how vast and diverse our world truly is. On the day I decided to visit the temple, I felt an incredible surge of energy. Despite feeling physically tired, I was deeply motivated to reach my final destination and rest in the tranquility that awaited me. Along the road at the temple, I encountered kind-hearted people who were curious about my roots, my backgrounds, and basically life story. It reminded me of my own childhood when I would light up with curiosity and excitement whenever I saw a foreigner in my hometown. I also had a privilege of meeting the same elderly man who had offered me a juice during my first visit months ago. At first, he did not seem to recognize me, but when I spoke to him, he smiled really warmly. In that moment, I was reminded that sometimes the point of kindness is simply to share it selflessly, not for recognition or praise, but just to bring a little light into someone's day. He kindly told me that I was able to film inside the temple as well, especially since it was my second visit and he could see how genuinely interested I was. He also suggested that I explore the nearby garden where I could wash my hands, capture more footage of the beautiful flowers, and refresh myself with cold water. He noticed how I was trying to feel myself alone, so he offered these small gestures of support that meant so much for me. Later that day, I found myself smiling every time I thought of this old man and the quiet kindness he shared. It's such a beautiful reminder of how meaningful it can be to show kindness simply for its own sake. As I continued my day, I also met few women chatting nearby, and we exchanged a light-hearted conversation about each other's countries and lives. Sometimes all it takes is a decision to step outside, explore your surroundings, and open yourself to the stories of strangers you meet along the way. These moments of connection can bring unexpected warmth, reminding us of the simple joys of human kindness and shared curiosity. In the quiet moments after my temple visit, I felt a wave of gratitude not only for the kindness of strangers but also for the few meaningful connections I have begun to build here in Korea. Moving to a different country is a fascinating adventure, full of new colors, tastes, and rhythms. But it also can feel incredibly lonely when your family and longtime friends are far away. That's why the small friendships I have formed over the past couple of months have become so precious to me. Recently, I decided to write some handwritten letters to the two dear friends I have made since moving here. We don't see each other every day and we didn't grow up together, but in our short time of knowing one another, they have shown me warmth, sincerity, and genuine interest in who I am. I wanted to create a small gift, something simple yet heartfelt, as a genuine of appreciation and a reminder of the friendship we have started to grow. For a long time, I believed that being a true friend meant years of shared memories, growing up together, or enduring long histories. But life in recent years has shown me something totally different, something even more valuable. What truly matters is not the length of the time, but the quality of connection. A real friend is someone who listens, who respects your thoughts even if they don't share them, and who shows up in small but really meaningful ways. These friendships, though still young, have made this foreign land feel just like a little more like home. And through these little letters and thoughtful gifts, I hope to reflect the warmth that their presence has brought into my life. From a very young age, we are told that the world is vast and that people are different. But sometimes words carry little meaning until we experience that truth firsthand. You can't truly understand what different feels like until you witness the small details with your own eyes. If someone ever asked me whether traveling is one of the most important things a person can do in life, I would say absolutely yes, it's a must. Because only by witnessing the different can we begin to understand the familiar.
희미한
Every person is a world of their own. Every language we learn is like gaining a new part of ourselves. Every friendship adds joy and teaches us something in this journey we call life. Every culture awakens a part of us we may not have ever known existed. Language opens doors, new beginnings, new chapters. But after traveling, moving homes, and experiencing life across borders, I have come to realize something simply yet profound. Even if we speak different languages, follow different customs, hold different beliefs, at the core, we are deeply connected. We all share a love for humankind, a longing for something divine, a capacity for empathy, and a sense of oneness. We may express pain differently, but we have all at least once fallen asleep with sorrow in our hearts. We all have someone we would sacrifice everything for. We all care, we all get angry, we feel jealous, we love. Isn't it fascinating how far apart we are, yet how close we truly feel? How beautifully each culture offers its own unique way of seeing the world. Starting a new life here in Korea, I have come to recognize this connection more deeply through the smallest gestures. It's in the way you help an elderly person without needing words. It's in offering someone juice simply, just as an act of kindness. It's in giving up your seat on the subway. It's in sharing a smile with a stranger just to brighten their day. In feeding a stray cat just to bring a bit of joy. These small actions repeated across cultures and moments can become forever memories for others and for ourselves. They remind me of who I truly am. Someone who has always wished to live in a kind and the peaceful world. And you? What lesson has the world taught you the last time?